So yeah, welcome to Naples, Florida. What's up? This is Jose. Welcome to my hometown of Naples, Florida. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the place where I grew up. This is Fifth Avenue, downtown Naples. One of the fanciest places you'll ever get to meet. Yes, Naples is in fact one of the most awesome cities you'll ever encounter. And today we're gonna take a little walking tour. Show you guys what Naples is about. There's a statue right here. It's a brass statue of Quítate del medio acere. You know, he's in traffic and there's somebody in his way and he's like, Quítate del medio acere, tú no voy a estar atravesado. So you can tell by his posture that he's saying, Quítate del medio acere, like get out of my way, man, tú estás atravesado. The plate at the bottom says he's an Englishman, but I know a Cuban when I see one. He's got his hand out. Quítate medio acere, you know? He could be an Englishman, but he's a Cuban at heart. Love it here, man. And today, this time of year, it starts to finally cool down. It's like in the 80s, and we got a nice beach. Let's see the cars that come through here. So, Naples, Florida takes its name from Napoli, Italia. And I guess somewhat architectural styles, a little bit of the Canary Islands, or maybe a little bit of Italy, maybe a little bit of France. Definitely has a little bit of a European feel. Back in the day, Naples, when I was growing up, there were a lot of tourists from Spain and Great Britain, England. A lot of British people would come here. But you know, over the last few years, it's kind of changed. Like right now, what I've noticed is a lot of Brazilians and a lot of Colombians seem to be two of the major groups now. Because like pickup trucks are starting to be like a normal thing for rich people to have. Pickup trucks, you know, like Silverados, and there's a Tundra right there. This time of year is really special to be in Naples. Most of the year, I will honestly say it is unbearable to be here. But today, with a breeze, temperature in the mid-80s, it just feels incredible to be here. So this time of year, being here in Naples is a treat. It really is. And the tourists will be here soon. Now, these majestic palm trees are called Royal Cuban palm trees. And they're just gorgeous. But unfortunately, like every good thing, somebody has to ruin it. They're planning on not planting any more royal palm trees in South Florida because they say that they don't absorb enough carbon whatever oxide. So now they want to get rid of there's a lot of art galleries here. Like you'll see stuff like this, like super fancy. Don't even ask if it doesn't have a price tag on it. Don't even freaking ask. But I do tell you this, of all my knowledge of Naples, is that I've seen drawings like this go for $4,000 to $5,000 depending on the gallery and the artist. Absolutely within the realm of possibilities. Depending on the artist and whatever, it could be more. Sometimes you don't have a price tag on it. Those are the ones you really, I mean, these stores are some of the fanciest stuff you'll see. Like, see these pieces of wood here, all these fancy. I actually know the artist that restores these things. You know, some of these come from, they bring these from other countries. I think they come from Malaysia. Those come from Malaysia. And the only reason I know a little bit about those is because I know the artist that works on them. And, you know, they go and bring like a bunch of this stuff from other countries in bulk. Look at this, bro. But anyways, they're going to get rid of palm trees because they say that palm trees don't absorb enough carbon monoxide or whatever the crap. And now there's like a war against palm trees. And they're going to stop planting palm trees in Florida because their environmental impact is not significant enough. Are you kidding me, bro? Palm trees are like the fiber of Florida. I think the real reason they're going to do it is because it saves them money. I mean, an oak tree is like $100 and like a royal palm tree is like $3,000. So if they don't have to be installing $3,000 palm trees, saves some money. Who knows what the real reason is? Either way, a lot of people have really lucrative deals with the city, and it could be where they don't want to. You know, a lot of people. I'm not going to get into it, what I think is the reason, but I have an idea why I think they're really doing it. Stupid environmental crap. But That's exactly like the truck I used to have, or very similar. And I bought a 2021 Silverado, 0 miles on it, and it turned out to be a complete crap. So now I got an older 2500, and you know, older trucks were just built better. They stopped building anything you buy built during the lockdowns. You're gonna have a hard time. Like everything they built during these COVID lockdowns seems to be pretty crappy quality. If you appreciate like finer art and stuff like that, it really is kind of a mecca of really expensive art. Now this guy here, he stepped in poop, I guess. Same dude, but now I guess this Englishman's made his rounds through Naples. But yeah, there's lots of really fancy art here. I think the real reasons they're trying to get rid of palm trees is because certain people out of Miami have kind of a very lucrative hold on these palm trees. You know, you would buy a quarter acre and you could put, I think, 77 palm trees. Now they're $3,000 a piece. You do the math. I mean, if you had an acre, you could make $1 million. So if you planted nothing but royal palm trees back in the day, and now they're mature, they get these contracts with the city, and they're selling for like $3,000 a piece. So the Hoffmans now, the Hoffman, this guy, he owns a lot of stuff here in Naples. I mean, like, I'm talking like buildings, companies, and what I've heard is this dude's not really like the dude you want to work for. I mean, from what I've heard, and I could be wrong, but from what I've heard from other people who've worked for him is he even makes their employees buy their own tools. So he owns a lot of stuff, buys a lot of companies. But from what I've heard, the scope on it is that the dude, if you work for him, like, he won't even give you your own work tools. They'll make you buy your own tools. So they don't seem like, and that's the thing with these rich people. It's like they have all this money, they own all these freaking buildings and stuff, and you think they would be like giving their employees the best possibilities and the crap, but the employees that I know that have worked for them don't exactly have the best things to say. You know, there's another guy that's a billionaire that lives here. His name's, I don't know his name, but he owns Artrex. And I think Artrex has a lot better reviews from their employees. I'm not talking about their customer reviews, their employees. How do they treat the people that work for them? But anyways, you know, these big money people. But anyways, that's what I've heard about Hoffman. I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying it's true. But that's what I've heard from their employees that, you know, basically, you know, it's just like, okay, you hire somebody, you're paying them like $10 an hour, or 15, 16, I don't know, whatever the crap dollars an hour, and then you tell that person, oh, you have to buy your own tools. Like, no, dude, like, it's your company. And I've worked for people here in Naples, and I've never tolerated, you guys know my personality, I've worked for people here in Naples where they've been like, I'm sorry, hold on. What is the name of this business and what are they selling? My bad, I'm sorry. Just got curious on the name. I was like, what? Why would you call your business Virgin? I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna try to say that one. Okay, but anyways, I've worked for companies here as well. That I've been in that situation where, oh, if something breaks, they're like, oh, it has to come out of your paycheck. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Training your employees to work properly, that's not my cost. That you're the owner of the company. Like, I've had people here in Naples, so they've been like, oh, it's got to come out of your. He's like, back on, go. What's up? All right, man. Cool, man. I was just cracking up because this dude passes by. He's like listening to reggaeton. He's like a white dude listening to reggaeton. I love the beach vibes and how people just soak in the vibes, man. I had the camera off. This dude was like, yo, all over the place. But then I turned the camera off. But anyways, the vibes are awesome. Look at the Porsche. I love Porsches. I literally almost bought a Porsche. Like, literally. But then I went with a truck because it makes more money. It's like, what you want and what you have to do are two different things. Anyways, which is the ironic thing. It's like how much of what people make here out of their own income goes back to feed the companies and people that they work for. You know, if you're like a normal person and you go to work today and the boss says, oh, you made a mistake, it's coming out of your paycheck. No, it's not coming out of my paycheck. That's not I don't own the company, you know what I mean? And I've had those arguments here in Florida where I've had a boss try to tell me, oh, it's coming out of your paycheck. I'm like, you take $1 out of my paycheck, I'm taking you to court. Sucker for these Porsches, bro. I love Porsches. One of my first cars that I ever had was a Porsche. It was a 944. It wasn't the turbo. And it wasn't the square inside interior. It was a round interior. I loved it. 89. I think from 88 to 89. Just 2 years they had that. And I loved it. And incredible car. I got it for $170. with a Michigan title. You know what I mean? And yeah, Ferraris and stuff. Part of Naples. That's what life here is about. So yep, typical everyday stuff here in Naples. I know, I just get frustrated a lot. And I know a lot of you guys are like, probably like, okay, Jose, it's getting redundant. And I agree, it probably is. But it's just like the Naples experience that I had wasn't living here. You know, like my Naples experience was just a different one. I don't know, it's just a different side of the pond. Just totally normal stuff out here. Yeah, this time of year, being here is a treat, like I said. Just the vibes, the temperature, the ocean breeze, hard to compare. You know what? One thing I will say that has been aggravating me about Naples is the lack of internet coverage blows my mind. Now, you would think that the internet signal here in Naples would just be the best in the world because at the end of the day, it's a really rich place. It's not even enough to upload a video, like in the entire city of Naples. Now, I don't know what happened. I suspect that the cost of real estate has made these, like, you know, service providers be like, well, why are we gonna pay $10 million for a piece of land to put a tower on it, right? So these people can have signal. So phone signal in Naples is bad. I mean, it's embarrassing bad. Like, it's worse than backwoods Alabama. And yeah, like most cities have incredible signal. New York City, or think about places where I've gotten great signal. Well, New York City was incredible. Some parts of Fort Myers are okay, but Naples is bad. I'm trying to think about a place where I get really good signal. Buckingham has one little area that's got great signal. Just a small little area, but it really does. It's got incredible signal. It's kind of by Buckingham Road and Highway 80. There's one little strip there. And it's not the whole area. It's just that one little area because there's a phone tower. And if you can park, I don't know, maybe there's a church or a field or something there. If you can park adjacent to that tower, you get pretty good signal. Some shoe brands here. Yeah, Margaritaville. Margaritaville is expensive, but I'll tell you this. They make really good quality stuff. Definitely not my style. Very beachy, very oh, that says it all. Not my style, but I'll say this: the quality of their clothes is incredible because I have a few pieces. When I got them, it wasn't even new clothes. It was like I did a trash out and there were these shorts, and I was like, yo, what the crap? Look at all these shorts, and they're my size. And I'm like, okay. And then I look them up, and they're like, $200 shorts, $100 shorts. I'm like, oh, they're good quality stuff. I'll keep them. Wash them, kept them. A few years later, they're still there. So, good quality stuff, for sure. Something I am a sucker for. Mercedes-Benzes. I guess kind of growing up here in Naples, you pick up a taste for the finer things. Not all of it. Like, the vast majority of it is laughable here. Like, as far as styling and, people, the way they dress and whatever. I think the vast majority of it truly is just downright laughable. Except for those Porsches, the Benzes, and not gonna lie, some of the clothes is ballin'. Not all of it. A lot of this clothing is ballin'. And the quality of clothing nowadays, you buy a cheap pair of pants or shorts and they'll last 3 washes. You get a good pair, might cost you 4 times as much, but you'll really get the durability of it. It'll be worth it. Seems like everything you buy today is bad quality. So finding good brands, not only that, like to consistently stay out, in the sense that, for example, Nike used to be a great brand many years ago. Recently, I wouldn't touch this. Este alligator tiene tremenda guapería, man. So yeah, among Florida's fanciest cities, undoubtedly Naples holds kind of a distinctive, stands out in a way, for being the richest, fanciest, It does. I tell you, it's so weird being from a place like this because, like, when I went back to Alabama, like, I'm not like styling points and my haircut has to be on point. I'm not that type of dude. I'm not feminine, just saying, or like super, into my look, and I'm just a regular dude. I'm not. But every once in a while, I'll put on something fancy and whatever. But being from a place like this, you just kind of get accustomed to a lifestyle. I think we've talked about this a little bit on my channel. The way some of my subscribers word it is that you try to live outside your means, or you try to keep up with the Joneses. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I just look at it as you just get used to a certain level of living. And after you're used to a level of living like that, let's walk on the other sidewalk. It is hot as crap. After you get used to this guy's gonna run me over. I will sue you. I'll be on the phone with 411 paying like, hey bro, find me one of those Cuban lawyers from Miami right now. Driving, ping, no attention. He's got a squat, dog. I don't think he did on purpose. The smell of some of these colognes as you're passing by people. Like there are people that just go too far. And then again, when you have $5 million in the bank and you don't know what to spend it on, a $300 bottle of cologne is just a drop in the bucket. And I've literally met people here who are like, dude, I couldn't spend it. I'm gonna die. And it's growing faster than I can make it. In other words, whatever income, interest they have, or appreciation they have on their stuff, like literally, I'll spend $10,000 in a month, like just blowing it out there, like just and like when you're in a situation where what you make far surpasses what you can logically spend, yeah, you tend to spend money on a lot of stupid stuff. And many times I've met people who've told me just like that. Hey, like, I'm gonna die and I'm not gonna be able to spend it all. Ironically though, spend it on themselves, but they wouldn't give a crap about spending on somebody else or making somebody else's life easier. And that is the weird thing about life. Because I met people like, bro, you're gonna pass away and you're not gonna be able to spend it. Like, even if you tried to spend this kind of money, you can't spend it. But they'll take all types of luxuries for themselves. Rarely think about, I'm not saying giving it away. Like, let's say your cleaning lady comes along, you give her a $3 tip or a $5 tip, but give her a $100 tip, bro. You're gonna die and you ain't gonna be able to spend it. $100 ain't gonna make much of a difference in your life. And that's kind of when I've been generous. I've just looked at it that way. Like, is $100 gonna make a difference in my life? Probably not. But it will somebody who lives on a fixed income. Like somebody elderly who gets $1,400 a month, $700 of it goes to rent, whatever. They got $500 a month. You know what I mean? Maybe $100 won't make a difference in my life, but that's $100 that isn't going to come up for them. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. They say there's more joy in giving than there is in receiving. But some people just can't pass it on. And it's weird, and you don't think about that. But there's literally people out there who, even like after you have every like possible comfort, whatever imaginable in your personal life, like, you're set. There's nothing you're gonna want, need, or desire. You have everything materially. That doesn't exactly mean that now you're gonna look at, okay, instead of spending the money on myself beyond any type of comfort, because you really do get to the point where you live, and it doesn't take a lot of money to get to that point, because I've been there. I mean, you just say, I'm gonna take a vacation, I'm gonna stay at whatever hotel I want, I'm gonna eat up whatever the crap I want, I'm gonna rent whatever crap car I want. At that point, what other human comfort could you possibly want for your personal contentment? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Interesting to think about all the money that's out here. There's a lot. I do think that the vast majority of people, though, make the absolute best of what they're given. They're happy, content, and very, very satisfied with their lives. But I have met people who one sign is trying to buy love. You can't buy love. You know what I mean? Trying to buy friends. You can't buy friends. Now there's people that will sell their friendship. There's no doubt about that. You can definitely buy friendships. You can definitely buy contact with other people. But can you buy real friendship? Like, out of all the hundreds of people that I've met out here, I've been cool with a lot of people. Like, I work for people and they're super cool. But there's always this barrier of we're never really going to be friends because of a social class distinction. Maybe they're afraid. And if you're there, break it down to me. Like, break it down. I would love to hear your explanation if you're at this point in your life. These, like, really fancy. I mean, some of these brass sculptures, these are brass sculptures. So, I mean, just bare minimum, these are into the thousands of dollars because they're brass sculptures. I mean, just think about the person that puts this in their backyard. You know what I mean? It's not for $100,000 house. You know what I mean? But anyways, if you're at that point, I want to have this intellectual dialogue with you. If you're at this point in your life where you have a lot, never been able, and I've noticed this in Naples, that I never really made relationships here with people that were far above my income level, where I could like hang out with them and have a real friendship. I've had professional relationships with people where I help them. I had a guy that let me drive his boat around right here in Naples. I mean, like, literally, Port Royal is the richest neighborhood in Naples. It's just south of us is Port Royal, and I literally drove this guy's boat around. So not that they're not cool people, but if you're a poor person, you'll never actually get to be their friend on a real level. I've never been the type to kiss up to people, but I know a lot of people that are the type to kiss up to people and, oh, I get to stay in their house and I get to do this and that, and gives me the keys to his Ferrari, whatever. But it still, to me, never feels like a real friendship. Like, there's always some type of, I don't know how to explain it. But in all my years here in Naples, I never got to really hang out with anybody in their private community, let's say. You know what I mean? Never happened. Like, there's like this social divide here between the working class and the wealthy that doesn't get passed. Because in all my years here, I never nobody invited me to their gated community to have coffee with them. You know what I mean? And I get that maybe they feel like you're interested in them, but like I said, I'm not the type to kiss up to people. And I've known people here that are the kiss up to people type, and I dislike that. You know what I mean? I've never been that type. Never, ever, ever. Because even like at the end of the day, I've always felt that those people are so much smarter and sophisticated and able to, you think, oh, this guy's letting me drive around his Ferrari, we're cool, we're buddy, whatever. But no, that dude's going to put you on a job site and exploit you. That dude's, you think you're getting a good deal out of it, but really, I don't know. And it's sad to say it, but I've personally never really had friendships like that since I've been here in Naples. And like other people, when you get around those people in an ambiance, you can say, in an environment, you get around those type of people, everybody's trying to kiss up to them. Like, I've been in social environments where there's somebody of that nature, like, oh, this guy's whatever, okay. And I've never really been cool with those people or try to be cool with them, you know what I mean? Because I've always felt, just by observing, observation, just by looking, I've always felt that everybody else is trying to kiss up to them in so many ways, and I couldn't see me being that person, so I've never done it. I've never became friends with those people, and they know it, you know what I mean, and they kind of resent me for it, because some people actually like strive off, walking into a room and everybody's, oh, Mr. whatever, shake his hand, whatever. I've never been like that, bro. And a lot of them resent me because they feel that I don't give them the credit due. And it's not that I'm disrespecting them. It's just I'm not, like, I sit there and I see all these people trying to kiss up to somebody. And I'm just like, bro, that couldn't be me. So I never really made the friendships. It's not that I that I don't want to be friends with those type of people. I would actually rather like to have friends like that. Not a personal dislike, but I don't want to be confused for the other thing, which is, and a lot of these people masterfully play it off. Dinners, trips, inheritances. They pull all the strings in the book for their financial improvement. Sometimes ripping people off, sometimes pretending you're somebody's friend when you're not. Bro, I could have never been that. You know what I mean? Like, so that's one thing that I noticed in Naples. Like, then you have people that are just really, really awesome. Like, it's not like a lot of people say, oh no, you envy the rich people or you talk crap about them. I don't think you're understanding or listening to what I'm actually saying. There's a lot of people just take it, oh, you envy all these rich people, blah, blah, blah. You wish they had what they had or whatever. I've been to some properties here that I have envied, bro. Like I said, I've been in a property here in Port Royal where the house is so big, you get lost in it. Drive around this guy's boat. It's a $3 million boat. It takes 4 people to keep it running. You know? But to label it as envy, no. I wouldn't label it as envy. What I label it as is, I don't label it. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I just know that if I ever acquire wealth in my lifetime, it's gonna be through my own personal merit, and not because I kissed up to somebody, not because I married the right person, or because I did this or that. You know what I mean? Because that's not true happiness. Like, I legitimately have seen my counterparts, kids that are my age, went to school with me, and now they're doing balling stuff with their lives. I don't envy them. I'm actually proud, you know what I mean, that they actually went the right ways in their lives, because I've also seen kids come from a background where their parents gave them absolutely everything, and they didn't do the best with what they were given. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I've seen kids here, actually some of the best kids that I met here. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I've never actually been inside a gated community and had coffee with somebody. I actually did have a friend who lived in a gated community, and I had coffee with them. You know where they are now? Passed away from a drug-related incident. And it hurts me because I want the best for everybody else. I want everybody else to be successful. You know what I mean? Some people are given like every opportunity in the world to be that successful person, and they just, what they do with it isn't what they should have. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all that. I understand all that. But on the same page, you also have individuals who say stuff like, oh, I make $100,000 a year. Why don't you have a job like mine? You gotta understand, some people are not given those opportunities, period. Give you my example. I've been working since I was 14 years old. At 14 years old, I was buying medicine for my mom. She passed away when at age 16, my mother passes away. But from age 14, I was already working. Like, literally working to pay bills, not to buy myself a pair of sneakers. You know what I mean? So, the opportunities that some people are given in life are not the same as others. So you can't grab somebody like me who's been working since they were 14 and say, oh, why aren't you this in life? Because possibly, if you were in my circumstance, you might have taken to drug addiction. You might have taken to drug use. You might have taken to giving up. You might have taken to stealing, to doing 1,000 other things. So you can't sit here and look at somebody else and say, oh, why can't this person be like me, when you don't know what they've already overcome and what you would have done if you were in their position. Because I tell you what, that's one thing you never know. If you were on the other side of that, they say the grass is greener on the other side. If you're on the other side of that, you don't know how you would react. You don't know how your outcome would be. I appreciate a lot of the hardships that I've been through, which at one point in my life I thought, okay, this was the worst of it. I've been through it already. Now I'm settled in, everything's in order. And life grabs you by the leg and you experience another thing where you think, okay, you've already been through whatever life was going to throw at you, and life hadn't even started to throw stuff at you. But anyways, that's what's on my mind. I don't know if you guys understand kind of the dialogue and the kind of understand the dialogue or the I don't know, deep in thought today. It's a beautiful morning, fresh air, great to breathe and think. That's what's on my mind. I hope you guys can understand my conversation. Great to be here. But I gotta get back to Lehigh. Ay, Dios mío. No fácil. Check out the truck, bro. I'm happy with this thing. I hope it lasts more than the new one. Oh, there it is. That's the new one right next to me. So, quiet day in Naples, Florida. In a little bit, the tourists will come. And this will be packed with people from up doing good. And you can't really blame them. The frigid north is beautiful in the summertime, but in the winter, I can kind of understand why they're here. More than the cold weather, the depression of the north. Because both cities are mob-infested towns. There's also Venice. There's a few cities in Southwest Florida that carry their Italian names. Like Naples is Napoli, Italia. And you have Venice, which is Venezia, Italia.
Isn't there a Florence, Florida?
There's also is there a Florence, Florida?
I'm pretty sure there is.
There's a Florence, Alabama. There's a Florence, Alabama. So we're on downtown Naples, 5th Avenue. This is the core of rich crappery. Just a fancy district where fancy rich people come to be fancy and rich. This is kind of like the downtown Naples. There's no skyline here. There's just a very fancy avenue with shops, restaurants, and lots of tourism. And it's just the most casual, rich, golfy type of vibes.
And they sell a lot of sticks.
Golf sticks that people put in their trunks.
Oh yeah, that truck, yeah.
Okay, stop being bored. But yeah, I mean, here's a Porsche. That just gives you an idea of what type of place we're in. It's Naples, you know? It's Naples. It's very fancy, very elegant. The beach is right in front of us, 2 blocks down. It parallels the city of Naples. Naples has some nice beaches, incredibly clean sands. It's a very clean... What's wrong, baby? Was that something you wanted?
Yeah.
What do you want? What is it? Thai and sushi?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not eating raw fish. I've already told you that. I'm a man. There's a white, what is that? Ferrari or Lamborghini or something? I can't afford it, so I don't know what it is. There's a New York and a New Jersey license plate right here. Or right between them. Just check out the cars that are out here. Right, that should give you an indication of what type of people you got out here. It's Naples. It's fancy. The beautiful city of Naples. I grew up here. 20 years of my life in this little situation. Not in one of these neighborhoods. I know people you're in Naples like, oh, you're from Naples. No, I'm from Naples.
I love how people watch our video and they've like lived around here. They always think we live in Naples Manor.
Oh yeah, they're like, yeah, you live in Naples Manor.
Or my favorite when we actually lived here was Lehigh.
Yeah, everybody thought we lived in Lehigh.
Lehigh or Naples Manor. Nope.
Is that something free by the side of the road?
Jose, they're not giving that away.
They're giving away, look, a free trailer with a landscaping equipment inside. Oh, lucky me. There's people throwing away good stuff. Let's take it quickly before somebody else does.
No.
Alright. We're gonna do this. Actually, we don't even have enough space to store any more trailers where we're at.
Yeah,
They just about had it with us. Like, look, you've got to stop buying cars and stuff. We only have so much space here. Alright, we're going to cruise now on 5th Avenue. You know how in Louisville you got cruising on Broadway, and Texarkana you cruise on Division Street, and Miami you cruise down, I guess, Biscayne, Hialeah 103rd. On Tampa you cruise down, what, Hillsborough? I don't know. This is like the Broadway of Naples. Oh, in New York you got Broadway as well. Esta está en el medio, bro. ¿Dónde tú estás atravesado? ¿Dónde es que tú estás atravesado, man?